So we're not just going to detail it, we're going to build it. The obvious first step is lunch.
Yeah.
Okay, where do we start? Like, you buy a brand new truck, where do you start on a build?
I don't know. A lot comes down to budget and what the goals are and what the truck is. I mean, we're not talking a 6.0 or a Cummins here. We're talking a 7.3. You know, with a 6.0, you might start with head gaskets, but 7.3s aren't going to blow head gaskets. That's not going to be a problem.
True, it's not as big of an issue.
Budget in mind, you know, this is an unlimited budget. I want to do a build that's what maybe the average Joe would do.
So fully built motor, right? Right away, build
rods.
everything.
Most people never
Got
take
pistons.
I think most people do a solid 8 to 10 inch lift on 44s.
Yeah.
No, is that? That's not the average truck customer.
No, I think most people don't tear into the motor. People want to know how far you can push the stock motor without going into it too far. If it was a 6.0, you'd at least do head gaskets and studs. 7.3, 90% of people are not going to do head studs. They are not going to go into the bottom end and do a girdle. It's super cool to do that. It's rare. I think I want this to be more like, I want to display what we sell, what people run, and then what's capable of the 7.3. So I think we push it, but not hard enough to get into the motor.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. I mean, when you're going full build motors, at that point, it's like, are we really being reasonable? Is this for the general public?
Yeah, and
No,
if you're
not
gonna
really.
if you're gonna spend that much time to open up the motor, do rods, and do all that, you're gonna go for a stupid race truck. And as we know, you start race trucking your daily driver, it ends up not being your daily driver.
Stupid isn't the word I would use, but I will say a lot of people end up ruining their truck by taking it too far. And I will say, this is probably going to sound opposite, but I don't think built motors is reliable as a stock motor sometimes. I think when you get in there and start adding a cam, ported heads, upgrading everything, you don't see those guys get 500,000 miles out of it, but a stock 7.3 will go 500,000 miles all day long. So I want to push it, but not hard enough to open up the engine. I'd like to keep the engine untouched.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then,
500-ish.
you know what?
Ish.
I was reading through the comments
Yeah,
online,
what was
and that was the number. I mean, time and time again, Cody 7135, 500 horsepower, wants it to tow. Uncle Elroy, he 35s, factory bumper, 500 horsepower. Brad, 500. It's got to make at least 500 horsepower for sure. 500 to 550, I think, would be the horsepower goal, which is that's a great horsepower. It's a great horsepower.
What are you talking about from factory? That's how much of a percentage of
Yeah, 200. I looked it up earlier. 235 rated at the engine.
At the well, it depends on the year, and there's a couple of variations in there, and that's at the engine. These guys are saying 500 horsepower to the tires is what I think they want to see.
So over doubling the horsepower.
You're probably tripling it.
Yeah, realistically, yeah.
First place we start, dyno at 100% stock.
Yeah.
And then work our way up is what I think. But I think they do dyno in like 175 to like 225. So 200 to 300% increase in horsepower is what they want to see. Yeah, double your horsepower, triple your horsepower. I think that's what they want to see.
And the cool thing is, looking through the comments, there's honestly not that many people that said go stupid big injectors and stupid big turbo, or
There's a couple of guys that want to do like
there's a couple,
compounds.
but
Compounds would be cool.
You know,
compounds on a 7.3, that's
O-Dog's releasing that 7.3 compound kit soon. Be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So maybe stay tuned for another type of episode?
Maybe. I think this one, they wanted to keep it more of a... The comment I saw, number one, was Restomod. That's what they wanted.
Absolutely.
And I think compounds goes a little too far. You lift it too much or lower it too much or change too much. I think that gets too far from Restomod. They want to keep that 7.3 look. A lot of guys said like an OEM plus. Nice wheels and tires, maybe nice seats, but a lot of people wanted to keep the 7.3 front end.
Don't 6.0 swap.
A few guys wanted that, but
Yeah, I did
majority
see that.
wanted to say, oh, they like the classic 7.3. I forgot who it was. One guy actually said, finally, someone that agrees with me. I prefer the 7.3 front end to the 6.0. So I think we keep the 7.3 look, but updated, OEM plus, whatever you want to call it, Restomod, 500 horsepower, reliable.
Yep. Just because you can swap the front clip from a 6.7 onto a 7.3 doesn't mean that you should. The body lines match up, but I don't know, when people do that, it's almost like when you see a hot chick with makeup and you're like, oh, what's up? And then they take the makeup off and you're like, you are a very good makeup artist, let me tell you.
Let me show you what crazy thing I've got going up here today.
You know, it's the same thing. When it looks like a 6.7, they pop the hood and it's a 7.3. It's like, why'd you do this? You're like,
You can go too far for sure.
Yeah.
I like the 7.3 badges. I know it sounds weird because when I see it, I know it's a 7.3. I know some people like update it to look like the 6.7 or the 6.0 or even the 6.4 badges. I think you keep the 7.3 badges.
It's a good idea.
7.3 front end. Make it so people know when it's driving down the road, it's a 7.3, but like, oh gosh, it looks like a brand new 7.3.
Yeah.
And also, it drives like a new 6.7.
Yeah.
I think that's the goal. Now, maybe you aren't going to get the exact horsepower and torque that you're going to get from a 6.7, you know, a 2020, but also how much are you paying for that?
right.
Right.
There's a huge price difference.
I mean, you're talking $100,000 if you go with a really nice one to get that kind of power, or you spend a few grand, do some work, put in the elbow grease, and suddenly you've got a resto mod that has close to similar power.
Yeah.
I think it's important that it beats Cameron's truck.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing.
You're talking a big game with that 6.0 of yours, but I think we could build you a 7.3 to compete with it.
Come on, I mean, I took Jake down, and he's got, what, 205/30s and a stage 1, 2?
Stage 1, 205/30s.
Yeah.
So it's got.
So
it's
how
got
much
to be more
horsepower is
than
he
that.
making? Like 450, 470?
450, maybe 500 on a really, really hot tune.
Okay, so as an insurance policy, we do the KC300X Gen 3 Stage 3 balls to the wall. Right? Just for insurance.
A lot of guys said they want to make sure this thing tows fantastic, and you can tow with the Stage 3, but if you want it to tow great, I think you stick with the Stage 1 or the Stage 2. But
That makes more sense.
to make a solid 500, 550, the Stage 1 I think could do it. I think you got to go Stage 2 if you're going to make it into the 500 horse range. Without turning it up. There's a certain number of tunes where you put it on kill and you add a ton of fuel and you can make the 500.
Right.
You know, I want this to not be an all-out, balls to the wall kill tune, 5 milliseconds of pulse width.
Yeah.
I want it to be like a reliable 500 horsepower. So I think the Stage 2 is where it's going to be.
That makes sense.
So we can either max out the stage 1 and get really close to that number or hit that number, but then you're putting a lot of stress on the turbo as well.
Yeah, you're spinning that turbo pretty hard, and you're going to have to throw a lot of extra fuel at it. I'd like it to be a little cleaner running. You know, want it to run clean, spool fast, 500 horsepower, and tow great.
Yeah. Plus the Stage 2 just spools so freaking quick.
One thing, would you guys think the trans isn't going to hold up? I mean, for fun, we could see how far we can push it. I mean,
No way.
I would love to see how far we can go. I mean, what's the worst case scenario? Something breaks, it shifts super hard, and then we have to replace it. That's kind of a win for the. I think they probably wouldn't mind.
Do you guys want to see it blow up?
Yeah.
you know what I bet people would love to see? How far you could push a lot of the stock components. Let's see how far we can push the stock injectors. What happens if you
good
just
idea.
put an H-pop on it? You know, what stock fuel system? How far can you push the stock
Yes.
fuel system? Maybe we'll test things along the way. We'll dyno every step. Maybe do a couple of 0 to 60s, couple of boosted launches,
yeah.
and see what it takes to get a true 500 horsepower. And we don't stop until we get over the 500 horse mark. And I can't say we're going to beat Cameron, but it'll be, well, we got to get close. Gotta get some-
Cameron's terrible at doing a boosted launch, man. So he has got. There's driver mod right there.
That's true.
I think with the right mods and the right combo, a 7.3 hangs with a 6.0. I know there's this like, oh, 7.3s are slow, but I think it's come a long way. And with what we've learned, tuning, injector sizing, turbo sizing, I think they can hang with the 6.0. And your goal with your truck is what, like 550 to 600 horsepower?
Something like that.
We'll try to get close to 550.
Enough to not blow it up. That's 6.0. So.
It is a 6.0.
So if you've been following the bone stock to badass, then you're gonna see worlds collide here, and we'll see. We'll see what a 7.3 can do. But a 7.3 with a KC300X Gen 3 is a whole different driving experience. It is wonderful. The way that spools up and the power, it just feels like. Just gets me some kind of way.
Well, that is one of the cool things about the Gen 3. We came out with the 300X and we were all super proud of it. Charlie put a lot of extra time into trying to figure out how to get these old school turbos that have none of the new technology in them to run really well. And then he had this harebrained idea of, hey, let's go and get all of the new technology that's even coming out in like the 2020 turbos, and let's start combining that, and then let's bring it all the way back to the 7.3. So this is for you, 30 years plus of loving coming to the 7.3.
You know what I think people would think was cool? It'd be super controversial and piss a bunch of people off. We could do a battle of the drop-ins. Of course, no one will believe it because we're doing it, but we could bring people out, unbiased opinions. We could try all the different drop-in turbo options and see what really is the best and post up the dyno numbers for people to see. That might be kind of cool to do when we get to the end and we reach the horsepower with our turbo. And then we'll just do a battle of the turbos. If you want, comment below. What drop-in turbo would you like to see put on there? We'll buy them all. We'll get them all here, get the sizes, and battle them off.
Yeah, I love that. And we can, like you said, invite people like who would be an unbiased, like who needs to be there so they can know. I mean, I think anyone who has seen, like, if you'd recently seen like the Power Stroke Central, he came down to our shop and he showed some of Charlie's dyno runs, and Charlie does a very specific dyno run. He does it 5th gear, and you know, he starts pulling. If that thing downshifts, he always backs out. Like, it sounds the same every time, which ironically can sound kind of boring because people are like, oh, the dyno's gonna be like, wah! And it's not. It's just like, okay, we're at highway speed, and that's it.
We may have to edit that part out because you were seriously upsetting Honda VTEC owners when you were making that noise.
I say we bring in a bunch of industry experts and have them help along the way and see if they can provide feedback, live tune it. We can get Bill from Power Hungry, maybe Andrew Arthur, Brian Jellish, Matt at Gearhead, see if he can participate in it. And I don't know, if we want, when we do the Battle of the Turbos, maybe make it public, let anyone come down at once. We'll announce the day, and if you're local and you want to come watch, or you're a shop, you want to be there, and we could just dyno, swap turbo, dyno, swap turbo, dyno, swap turbos, make it fair.
Yep.
And hopefully not blow anything up along the way.
Well, hopefully.
So my guess is it's going to take 238-80s or 205-80s, stage 2, probably need a fuel system, H-pop, maybe a regulated return. Fuelable delete. We'll want to replace the sock in the tank. Actually, a couple people commented on that. We'll drop the tank, do the Hudson Harpoon mod.
Yeah, do like an air dog, right?
Air
You say that
dog.
already?
Yeah, there's a lot of different fuel systems out there, but you know, I like the air dog. The new 5th gen, what do they call it?
5G.
It's really 5G. It's really quiet. It works good. Built trans, if and when it comes.
When it blows up, yeah, for sure.
Now, do we get a trans built just in case so that it's an easy swap, or do we do it and then get that one?
Hey, if the trans holds up, I'm leaving it in there.
I don't know. I don't think it's a bad idea to maybe reach out to Justin Norpel at Transmissions Done Right and like, look, maybe let's just have one just in case, because you are pretty notorious, Charlie, for breaking parts. So I'm sorry, but the truth has to be said. So.
That is true.
Cool. Well, I say we start from there and let's document it all along the way. Where we'll destroy Cameron 6.0 if we can.
Yeah.
And I think people want to see what it compares to against like other street cars. I say let's get a Mustang.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could race a Mustang.
Fastest Mustang Ford's ever made would be the GT500, right? I mean, there's modded, aftermarket, whatever, special built from Ford. I think the 2020 to 2023 GT500. 0 to 60, I mean, if you have a prep track, is a quarter mile, it's just not fair. But 0 to 60, which is what most people want to see.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll line it up, do a few races, and see how close it comes. Hook up a big trailer, tow it up the mountains. All around, perfect build for a 7.3.
Yep.
I like the sound of it. And then at the very end, the true test here is let's put it up against a EcoBoost and see if you can beat a teeny tiny baby EcoBoost. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. We'll make sure to throw that in there too. You want to like race a Honda Civic too?
As long as it has a VTEC in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
My daughter just got a Minnie Mouse bike. Do you want to race her as well? Like,
You know what? Why not?
All right, guys, stay tuned. Comment below. Is that what you guys wanted to see? 23880s, Gen 3 Stage 2, 500 to 550 horsepower, fuel system HPOP, built trans, maybe a leveling kit with 35, resto mod, keep the 7.3 look, and race a couple of Mustangs, and maybe race a few 6.0s. Maybe race some 6.7s, some stockish 6.7s, and see if it truly can outdo the modern power shop.
All right, what's the good word on this one?